Let's take a look at this number patterns question. So the question is, determine Tn and T20 for this number pattern that's given. You have 2, 5 over 4, 14 over 13, 1, 22 over 23, 26 over 28, and 30 over 33. When it comes to fractions and number patterns, like the one that we have here, one of the key things that we need to look out for is you should have a pattern for the numerator and a pattern for the denominator. Okay, so if I look at the first few terms, I have 2, then 5 over 4, then 14 over 13. It doesn't really make much sense because I don't really see a pattern there. If you go and calculate the difference, you're not really going to get something that's constant. It's going to be a bit of a mess. So I just want to focus on this part right here. So these terms, because these terms seem a bit more manageable to work with. So let's focus on the numerator of those terms and then the denominator of those terms and see if we can figure out a pattern. So the numerator, I'm going to write it here, numerator, I'm going to go, I have 30, then I have 26, then 22. I've left space so that we can work backwards and see if those numbers on the left-hand side can be rewritten. Maybe those are simplified fractions. Then my denominator, so den for denominator, I have 33, I have 28, and then I have 23. Now, we can see that for the numerator, there is a constant difference. You can see that you are adding 4 here, you are adding 4 here. And so if we want to work backwards, if you're going backwards now, if you're adding 4 to go to the right, if you're going to the left, you got minus 4. So something plus 4 will give me 22. That's going to be 18. Right? Now let's go back a bit more. So that means 18 should be somewhere here. Then if you go back again, so something plus 4 will give me 18. That's going to be 14. And there's the 14. Then if you go back again, something plus 4 will give me 14. That's got to be 10. But we're seeing 5 here. So let's just keep that for now. And then if we go back to to the first term, something plus 4 should give me 10. That should be 6. Now we have 2 here. Now again, bear in mind, it could be some simplification. Now let's work on the denominator. So the denominator, we can see, okay, we are adding 5 each time and we are adding 5 here. So if we want to go backwards, we need to subtract. So something plus 5 will give me 23. That's going to be 18. And so if we look at it here, 18 over 18 is 1. So that makes sense. Now if we go back again, something plus 5 will give me 18. That's got to be 13. So 14 over 13, there we go. Then we go back again. Something plus 5 will give me 13. That's going to be 8. So we have 10 over 8. 10 over 8 is 5 over 4. So there we go. And we go back to the first one now. Something plus 5 will give me 8. That's going to be 3. So if you look at it, 6 over 3 is 2. And so this is clearly now the pattern. So we're going to have a pattern in the numerator. We're going to have a pattern in the denominator. So we're going to work them out separately. So for my numerator, it is a linear pattern. So it's going to follow a Tn is equal to a plus d into n minus 1. Now the first term is 6. So 6 plus my difference is 4 into n minus 1. Now we simplify. 6 plus 4n minus 4. Then I'm going to get 4n. 6 minus 4 is 2. So this is my numerator. Now for my denominator, let's do that in blue. Again, linear. So Tn is equal to a plus d into n minus 1. A is my first term. There's it there. It's 3. So 3 plus the difference is 5 into n minus 1. Simplify, so 3 plus 5n minus 5, and we're going to get 5n minus 2. And so tn for the whole thing now, so we have to combine the numerator and the denominator. Tn is going to be 4n plus 2, that's my numerator, over 5n minus 2. And that's going to be our general term Tn. So that's the first thing solved. And now the next part is determining T20. That's not going to be very difficult. We're going to say T20, and now we're substituting 20 in for n. So we're going to have 4 times 20 plus 2 divided by 5 times 20 minus 2. That's equal to, so 4 times 20 is 80, 80 plus 2 is 82, divided by 5 times 20 is 100, 100 minus 2 is 98. We can simplify that further as 41 over 49. That's our answer. And now let's take a look at the next question. This is the last question. We have the following pattern, and they want to know what is T1000? What is the 1000th term? So the pattern is 1, 3, 1, 6, 1, 9, 1, 12, and it continues. So here what we observe is that our odd terms, so 1, the first term, the third term, the fifth term, and so on, the odd terms are going to be 1. So the odd terms are going to be 1. The even terms are going to have a pattern. So my even terms are going to be 3, 6, 9, 12. And so you can see that there's a difference here of 3 each time. So we can use a formula. Tn is equal to a plus d into n minus 1. A is my first term in this, is 3, plus my difference is 3 into n minus 1. So we simplify. You're going to get 3 plus 3n minus 3. And then that cancels with that. You're going to have 3n. And so my even terms are going to follow a pattern of 3n. So if we wanted T1000, so that means that's term 1, that's term 2, that's term 3. We want to know T1000. So 1000 is even, right? But remember, because the main pattern here, this main thing, is alternating. So you're going to have 1, then your pattern, then 1, then your pattern, then 1, then your pattern. We are essentially looking for what is T500 of this pattern. That's what we want. So we're going to say T500 is going to equal 3 times 500. And so that's going to be 1500. Okay, thanks so much for watching.